another match point.
Incredible third set here.
They changed their strategy a little bit and they fought their way back in.
There it is, game, set, and match.
Hello, and welcome to the 2024-25 APTA Tour. We're live from the Povely Club in Rye, New York, bringing you the Milton Point Cup, with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsors, Volley and Corian. Tournament support has been provided by the following local sponsors: ProQuest, delivering successful insurance solutions to law firms nationwide, and the Sports House, where passion meets community and where every player, regardless of level, can find a sense of home. I'm Lauren Mandel, along with Brian Faig, bringing you this men's semifinal match between the number 1 seeds, Alvi Regalado and Jose Salazar, and the number 3 seeds, Sven Burris and Tommy Gregorovic. Brian, are you there? Okay, Brian's not here yet, so we're going to look and see who we've got out there. On the far side of the court, in the deuce side, is Tommy Gregorovic, and in the ad court is Sven Burris. And on this side, we have last week's Chicago Charities champions, Alvi Regalado in the ad court and Jose Salazar in the deuce court. And this should be a very fun match to watch. Regalado and Salazar are really on a roll. They made it to the finals of nationals, barely lost in the finals of nationals, and they were very dominant last weekend. So Sven Burris is himself a national champion. He won in 2022 with Mick Ordoya, and his partner's newer. His partner Tommy Gregorovic is the pro at the Orienta Club in Westchester, New York, and he's a fun player to watch. So I'm excited to see what these guys can do against Regalado and Salazar. Like just finishing up their serves, and we should be ready to go soon. Always have to wait for the umpire to get up in the chair. Removing the ladder.
Court 3. Am I going in up here? Yeah, might as well.
See tour director Jackie Cameron helping with the umpire. She does an amazing job. She works so hard making sure everything on the tour goes smoothly.
All right, so Lauren, we're just going through the warm-up process right now.
Yep. The umpire's announcing. Who's our umpire, Brian? Is it Carol Everton?
Correct. Yes, it's Carol Everton.
Right, I was just saying that after their dominant performance last weekend in Chicago, it'll be interesting to see if Sven Burris, who's a national champion himself, and Tommy Gregorovic can make an impression on these guys who kind of cruised through the draw last week.
Absolutely, yeah. I was there in Chicago, and they really just did their normal thing, which is play smart paddle and don't miss easy shots and let people get going. And let's see if they're able to kind of keep that up in this really good battle here.
It's a big return. What's interesting about, well, one of the things that's interesting about Regalado and Salazar is they really play very percentage paddle. They're not hitting big spins. I mean, they have great rollers, but they're not hitting big spins or cutters. They're very precise and very consistent, and they make you beat them.
Absolutely, Lauren. And they kind of took the Drew Broderick playbook from maybe 10 years ago, right? Which is be patient, wait for your swings, and figure out what the other team wants to hit and force them to miss those shots. So it really, really exciting to watch them just kind of go to work and see how it goes.
It's a big serve that's, oh! That's what happens if you don't hit a good waterfall, is the person comes up and tomahawks it. But he missed it there.
Still the right shot,
Yeah.
Lauren.
Two quick games here. Everyone's just kind of feeling each other out.
What a great transition he's got there, Lauren, right? You're still warm enough. You don't need to dive back into the net and try and volley it. Stay back and redirect offense.
Yeah, and he caught Burris leaning a little forward, I think. That was a smart shot.
Yep, go right at the legs, right? Don't hit it too hard so that he can go back and get it and not just off where he's able to reflex it back over.
I'm surprised at how quick these first 3 games were. I expect these points to be much longer.
Totally agree. Knowing Regalado and Salazar, they want to have these long matches. But look, you know, they're getting some easy errors at last game, especially. They will absolutely take it.
Okay, Tommy Grigorovic serving. Yeah, and you see on that first ball, like there's no panic. You know, it's still warm enough. Even if it's not warm, these guys can go back and get any ball. There's anything they don't want to volley, they just let go through and go right back and play it off the back screen. Got him. Bursch loves that backhand. Regalado and Salazar, I expect, will give him very few deck drives that he can really attack. They're going to keep these overheads. Whether they hit a push overhead or they hit a roller, they're going to keep them low, and they're going to come out of the screens low. This is more like the points I expected to see. You just have to be so committed to your game and so patient against Regalado and Salazar because they make you pay for any mistake. They don't give you anything. There's that backhand. But it didn't do him any good. He was too far in the back out of the court and he got caught. It's just too easy right now for Regalado and Salazar. Burst and Grigorovic have to really commit, I think, to making these points longer, grittier. Deeper lobs. There's a big drive.
I know you're not gonna think different.
Serve is in.
It was in or out? Okay. In or out? Yeah. I'm just asking. I'm saying. I'm asking your opinion. You don't have opinion, or you have opinion? I'm just asking what you think.
There's a little discrepancy about whether the serve was in or not, but
I know it's late, but I'm just asking.
Grigorovic is supposed to call it first, but he's asking the umpire what she thinks. It'll be interesting to see if Bursch sticks with the big serve because it's certainly moving a lot, but it's coming out so far that Regalado and Salazar are attacking it. Salazar is making it look easy, but it's not that easy to run from one side of the court to the other to get that serve back. That's not the shot when you want to make the points longer. That's kind of a desperation drive. And there you see Bursch takes something off it. Beautiful job of staying really quiet on those volleys. Yeah, and he gets him to overhit. There's a great cutter by Burris. Back from love 40 to deuce. Got him with that roller. It stays so low, that roller. It's got so much spin, it's hard to handle. Oh, missed it. All right, well, after coming all the way back from love 40 to deuce, Burris loses his serve, and Regalado and Salazar serving for the set. Whoa. Frustrated. Let's move from Burris. Finish with a good drive from Grigorovic. Couple set points. Good job there getting out of the way, Brett Grigorovic. I thought he was going to get hit by that overhead. Nice shot. One set point saved. Here's another one. And that's the first set. We'll be back. We'll see if Burris and Grigorovic can regroup, and we'll be back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by ProFlight.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're here at the Milton Point Cup in Rye, New York with the semifinal round match between Alvi Regalado and Jose Salazar and Sven Burris and Tommy Grigorovic. And Regalado and Salazar won the first set pretty easily, 6-1. And Burris is serving. We're going to see if the second set's a different story. The first game of the second set is more of the same. Just too many errors from Burris and Gregorovic. There's the blitz. Comes right back when he sees he doesn't have an opening, and instead his partner is able to get the drive through them. I think Gregorovic and Burris need a few quick errors like that from Regalado and Salazar. Regalado and Salazar just play so well together. They're so in tune with each other that all their movements are very well choreographed, and they always seem to know exactly where the other is going to be, which is what you want in a partner. Missed the little dropper there, which they've been doing having a lot of success with. All right, Burris and Gregorovic played a few good points in this game. Let's see if they can close it out. It's a good volley. That's a good lesson. When you're running forward for a really short ball like that, all you want to do is hit it as high as you can and get out of there. Gives you time to get back into the point and recover. that one. He couldn't get up high, but he still managed to reach it. His partner covered for him. We start again. Burris almost hit him. Even made that one.
Bravo!
Got him, finally. That was an incredible point by all four of those guys. Get ready to take your training to the next level with Serve and Volley, the world's first responsive play drill. Volley's new AI-powered feature mimics real game conditions, tracking your court position and returning every serve just like the real thing. It's the ultimate way to sharpen your platform tennis skills with targeted practice. Try Serve and Volley today on the Volley Racket app and experience the future of training. Get Volley today at getvolley.com. It was a great job by Burris and Grigorovic getting on the board, and they played a tremendous game point to win it, and hopefully that's going to give them some confidence here. See the tremendous spin Burris is getting.
So Lauren, quick first set.
Hi, Brian.
How would
You're
you?
back.
I'm back. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I hear you great.
Good. Good. So quick first set.
Yeah.
If you're Burris and Grigorovic, how do you slow this down and change it up?
Well, you know, they just played a much longer, much better point to win their first game of this set, to make it 2-1, and they look a little sharper to me. They look kind of sluggish before and were making errors early in the point, and I think they realize they have to, you know, this is going to be the kind of match where they have to hit 100 balls to win every point. Which they can do, they just haven't been doing it.
And Lauren, that shot right there is a down 2-1 tough first set shot right there. Maybe a little frustration.
Yep. Just too many of those shots today.
Yeah, against a team like Regalado and Salazar, have to be perfectly on it and not give them that many freebies.
Yeah, and that big serve from Burris is getting them in trouble too. Salazar just making mincemeat of it. I mean,
And
Brian,
Lauren,
you
this
see,
is
you, go ahead, go ahead, go
no, I
ahead.
was gonna say this is why they're so hard.
That's exactly what you took the words out of my mouth. Like, what do you do? They're just so quick and so well synchronized.
So, Lauren, this would be a great time to talk about one of our sponsors, Corient. Corient is the official wealth sponsor of the APTA's 2024-2025 season. Corient is a fee-only wealth manager who puts their clients at the center of everything they do. Learn more at corient.com.
Just wore them down with those rollers.
And I was going to say, that's got to be disheartening. Grigorovich hit 2 to 3 amazing backhands, and they just have easy pickups, and eventually, you know, roller, get a nick.
And then you see the hangover on the next point. Grigorovic is frustrated and hits a return long.
Are you calling the ball out? Thank you. 40-30. Game. Regaleta Salazar.
Well, Brian, it looks like Grigorovic and Burris don't have any answers today.
Yeah, and you wonder, you know, they had a tight match last round, if there's any of that coming into it, and they're just weren't fully mentally recovered. I mean, and that's an unbelievable play.
I'm sure they weren't.
30.
You know, it's hard to come back after a tough match like that, especially when you know if you want to win, you're going to have to stay out there for hours against this team.
That's a great volley behind Regalado as he was trying to cut that one off.
Are you? Did they call it out? They called it out. It was out. It was long. Call stands. Call stands. 15-40.
Oh. Tough way to end.
Game, set, match.
Brian, that was a
Regalado
lot quicker
Salazar.
than we had anticipated.
6-1, 6-1.
You and I were in here for the long haul.
Thank you. Thank
But
you.
clearly
see
did
you.
not happen
Thank
today.
you. Good match, guys.
All right. Well, We'll be back. That's a wrap with our men's semifinal match, and we'll be back supposedly at 6 o'clock for the men's finals. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you. Really appreciate it, Lauren.
Welcome to the Cutter Challenge, brought to you by Volley.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Actually, I'll leave it. Who are you guys playing? Who won the semi? Awesome. That'll be a good match. Right. You good?
I'm good. I'm just waiting for 6 o'clock.
Is it beer time now?
No.
Not for you. Okay. Oh, that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think
Good? Yeah.
I think it went well. There weren't any problems. One serve.
Sorry. Don't worry.
One serve. I sought out, and the guy missed it. And then he asked me, like, after I'd already scored, to switch sides. He goes, "Was it ball in?" He was out. I was like, "It's too late to ask me now." But he goes, "What was it?" It was out. It was out. You should have asked. And the time came because it was out.
Don't run it back up there. Just put it right there. Just put it right there. It takes so long. It takes so long.
Oh, the stag. You can't do that.
No, but I mean,
Yeah, because the stakes are high.
because you don't want people to bully you.
Yeah.
Because if you start to bully you, that's when then they're gonna.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it was so close that
Yeah.
if this team called it out, I couldn't act overrule. I said the stand. I said the call stand.
I had one in the third one. I thought it was in. But I said call stance because I was 100% sure. I felt bad.
And after that, you know what? They were 3 balls and neither side called.
Yes,
Actually,
they do that all the time.
after that, there were some clearly out balls.
They do that all the time.
And the guys played.
Hey, what's
Carol,
Yeah, I just.
the microphone is not on, so you have to
I'll
turn
be
it on.
audible.
Okay, do you need
I have
ball?
to turn it on. No, I do have balls. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Louis, Carol.
how are you? Carol.
Yeah, good. Okay. No, yeah, exactly.
She's tough. She's very tough.
I don't speak English. I was just saying, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm in French.
Just up here. I'm not. I'm doing well. Yeah, I got. I'm gonna put it. Okay. That's good. You ready?
Is that right?
Yeah, we really, that was so fun. It's
I'm good. I got one back though. Ditch this. He's on. It's dark enough now. All right. Especially over here, you're tucked down.
No, we switched and didn't move.
Good work. Thanks, Jackie, on that. Sorry.
You need to come?
Oh, I just want to come in here so I can take pictures of everybody.
Let that guy in.
Yeah, let him in. Carol, are you going to do a little?
I can. I just gotta wait.
We need Tomas. Yeah, let's wait for Tomas.
All right.
Why don't you jump in there, Cal? You're here.
Right. You get on. You look like.
That's the young lady this morning when I checked in. She said the Flair is parking over there. I said I love you. You're so nice. Yes. Love you. I was on the phone on the way here with our captain because tomorrow Utah and Club is putting two. Oh yeah.
I know they're a good player.
And I think the last match the night before they played only one. With a very, very good fighter, I think they have like a 19 PPR. Yeah. We took so many players. I don't know if you heard about this in the front row. We took like 15 players, 10 PPR below 20. But they were not all of those. I mean, I would say not more than half are very, very weak. But
Doesn't help you that much, but it helps.
yeah, two had signed up for this. They were on the waiting list.
Oh yeah.
All right, I want to get a picture of everybody, please. Over here.
What's up? Come on, you want to do the picture? Yeah, come on. Come on, man. Come on. Hey. Come on, Frenchie. Okay. Picture time.
I'll hold for you. Oh.
All right, Vince.
Come on, Carol. Come on, get in the middle, Carol.
You need James in there.
Thanks, Jackie.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
I thought you were playing.
Let's see. I'm just gonna put this around here. Who knows? I don't know how long this puppy's going for. Never know.
Oh, you want to do the spin?
We did.
I'll do it.
Yeah, we did. Oh, before you got here. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, it's missing a lot. Maybe Carol is slimmer than me. The seat belt might work for you.
Trust me. Did it work?
Yeah. Anything else? You okay if I introduce? Can I just introduce the match? Who's serving first all around? From this end, Tomas? So what are we? Okay, Broderick first.
Yep. Kind of guessed twice. We're serving after seeing Louis' new serve.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the men's semifinals of the 2024 Milton Cup at the charming Coverley Club in Rye, New York. On my left, in the deuce court, I have Tomas Christian from Montclair, New Jersey. His partner in the ad court, Drew Broderick from Summit, New Jersey. Essex Fells as well. They will be playing in the deuce court, Louis Vauclair from Ridgewood, New Jersey. His partner in the ad court, Russell Bankham from Summit, New Jersey. Best 2 out of 3. Wait, is that brand new? Yeah. Okay, good. Load. 30-15. 6, Broderick. Game, Broderick. Broderick and Christian lead the first set. 1 game to love. Pardon me? Yeah, I think so, as long as the mic's on. He said just to do it, and I did it. Thank you. Was that holding the entire structure together?
Yeah. Carol, you're going to fall now.
Love 15. All.
Serve.
15 load. All.
Hey, switch.
30, 15.
Sorry, guys.
30 all.
Me. Me.
40, 30. Game Christian. First set stands Broderick Christian 2, Bank of Eau Claire 1.
Same thing, it's too much. Right? Yep.
Love 15. Christian lead the first set 3-1. Head out. Juice. Advantage out. Juice. Advantage out. Juice. Advantage out. Juice. Just what? It's advantage out. Game, Vauclair and Bankum. First set, pardon me, stands Christian and Broderick 3, Bankum Vauclair 2. Love. All. Christian and Broderick. Christian and Broderick lead the first set 4-2. Love 15. Love 30. $15.30. 15.40. Game. Bankum and Vauclair. First set stands. Christian and Broderick 4. Bankum Vauclair 3. Gentlemen, you want a new ball? Guys, we played 7. You want a ball? Okay. Lloyd, we played 7.
Thank you.
Okay, sure. Love. sets tied up 4-all. Love. Love. 30-15. $40-15. Game. Broderick. First set stands Christian and Broderick 5, Benkheim and Vauclair 4. Love 15. $15-all.
and Vauclair and Bentheim, you know, they're going to have to minimize their unforced errors because Broderick and Christian are just going to keep lobbing another ball back, lob, 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 really try to just mentally fatigue them.
Yeah, we saw that's kind of what happened in the other semifinal match. Regalado and Alvarez were just too steady and drew so many errors from their opponents. And a lot of that is mental. When you know that the team you're playing is not going to give you anything,
30,
you have to really just be determined to play points that last a very long time.
Lauren, this is the second year of this event. You know this club well, don't you?
I do. I live a hop, skip, and a jump away from there, and I often play next door at the Shenorock Club.
And Lorna, as always, people are new to this. You always see a lefty and a righty teamed up. They're always going to switch, get their overheads in the middle of the court because this is a lobbing game and there's a million lobs.
Yeah, what I love watching about Drew Broderick and his leftiness is how any ball that you think is a safe ball that you're hitting into his screens, he ends up really using against you if you hit it even a little bit too hard or it hangs up a little bit too high. He's so good at doing that.
Lauren, with so many events on the APTA Tour today, there are two. We have live streaming going on also from the Cleveland Masters event. We don't want you to leave this match, but when there's a break in between, Lauren, we were out in Chicago for the Charities first Grand Prix of the year last weekend. We kicked off the season in Montclair. That event was won by Regalado and Salazar, and you know they set the tone that they are back and they want to win nationals. They came so close, but Powers and Nunes pulled it out last year. But you can see that Regalado and Salazar are at the head of the class, and we have two new teams in the men's game at the very top who have chances to win nationals. McNerney teamed up with Adam Morgan. You have Frazier teaming up with Eric West. We haven't seen Durant Mitchell yet this year. We talked about Nunes Powers. We haven't seen them. So it's going to be an extraordinary year with so much depth in the men's game.
But I think you're right. I think Regalado and Alvarez are the team to beat right now. They look impenetrable. They're just no holes in their game.
All.
Big point coming up here. Set point.
Just wide. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so
Christian Broderick.
Lauren, we're going to be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by ProFlight.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're here at Milton Point Cup in Rye, New York, with semifinal action between Broderick and Christian, who won the first set, against Bentheim and Vauclair. Broderick and Christian prevailed 6-4. I'm Patty Hogan along with Lauren Mandel, following the action here in the second set of the semifinal match. Welcome officially, Lauren.
Thank you, Patty.
Yeah, so when I saw this matchup, and I was thinking,
15-all.
What separates these guys, Lauren, is decision making.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of these guys are so talented, but we missed most of that first set. I missed most of the first set, so I don't know. But I think from the points I saw, it's just like a missed overhead here, trying for more spin than maybe where they're in a position to control the shot. I don't know. Not much
30,
separation.
15.
And Broderick Christian, they know Vauclair, they know Bentheim's games really well, and they'll just stick to their usual formula, I think, here. I don't think they really feel like there's anything that Vauclair and Bentheim can hit against them that they can't defend.
Well, in the first set, they hit a few unbelievable cutters to win points, point-winning cutters, but it's hard to win a match, by sustaining that. And Broderick and Christian will wear you down, and we saw that.
40,
There's a Broderick cutter of his own.
You got that shot, don't you, Lauren?
Oh yeah, In my dreams, I have that shot.
Lauren, we'd like to thank our tour presenting sponsors, Volley and Corient, and tournament support has also been provided by the following local sponsors: ProQuest, delivering successful insurance solutions to law firms nationwide, and Sporthouse, where passion meets community and where every player, regardless of level, can find a sense of home. Lauren, here's the thing with all these four guys in this matchup. You can see Bentheim as a player can flash it. Louis Vauclair can flash it like no one.
He really can.
But it doesn't serve them in this kind of matchup because of how tough, how just rock solid volleyers Broderick and Christian are, and they had really smart overheads. I would say they don't really hit shots that get themselves into trouble. So when you're the baseline team playing against these guys, there's a tendency to be a little overeager if you do get a look, because you're not going to get that many.
Right, and I think that if you're a player with flashy shots, you can't help but want to hit them in a matchup like this because you just want to make something happen.
Advantage out.
Just that wide. Nice move by Bentheim.
Bentheim and Vauclair.
Hey, Lauren, who's the umpire for this match?
Bentheim Beauclair 1, Christian Broderick, Love.
Carol Everton is our umpire.
Rutgers grad. Carol's a great umpire for the APTA, travels around. She lives in Montclair, New Jersey, plays out of Montclair Golf Club. And a warrior, and she's wearing her Junior Nationals hat. It's the warmest hat she owns.
She's been out there for a while because she did the last match too.
Lauren, what are the other clubs nearby in Rye, in New York? I mean, there's a lot of paddle courts right there in Westchester County.
Well, right there on that street, there's Coveley and Shenorock and American Yacht Club. And then there's Westchester Country Club is also in Rye, or I guess it's technically in Harrison. There are a lot of clubs all right around there. If you go a little further south, you have Beach Point and Orienta and Mamaroneck. You also have Nursing in Rye and Appowamus in Rye.
So many paddle courts.
Yep.
Right in that area.
And you have Larchmont Yacht Club, and yeah, there's lots of them and lots of avid paddle players.
So a lot of viewers haven't seen Russell Bentheim too much on the stream yet. They did see him last year. He played and won the Pittsburgh event, the Steel City Classic, with Chris Humphreys last year.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. He has a lot of game.
Very talented. Came out of the D.C., Baltimore area. Worked with my buddy Ken Chalmers for a while down at Elk Ridge Club. And we're glad he's up in the Summit, New Jersey area. He's teaching at Fiddler's Elbow, teaches a little bit at Short Hills Club, and Mountain Ridge.
Ah, what a shot. Broderick.
15.
He threaded that ball right between his opponents.
Love 15.
You know, there's just absolutely no surprises any of these guys have for each other in this match because they all play with each other all the time. They practice. Each of them knows everyone's game inside and out.
That was a cutter that didn't cut, that Beauclair hit, which is never a good thing.
Yeah, that looks like my cutter, Lauren. Just kind of sits there, and then I get crushed after on the next shot. Lauren, you were on the other semifinal earlier today with Brian Fay calling the action.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little bit about that match? I missed all of that match.
Well, you didn't have to try very hard to miss it because it was quick. You know, Alvarado, Regalado, and Salazar, they just, I mean, you have to say it was, they crushed them, and it was, I think that Burris, I think that they just tried too hard, Burris and Grigorovic, to, they just made too many errors. It was just, it was a shame because they made too many errors, and they had no chance once, you know, they were making 2-3 errors a game. So
they just steamrolled them.
Well, they just, yeah, I mean, it was very quick, you know. Obviously Burris and Grigorovic are excellent players, but they just didn't have the mentality today to grind it out. And that's what you got to do against Regalado Regalado and Salazar.
Talking about that, that's exactly, I'm just thinking, okay, here you are. Bentheim and Vauclair are down a set here, 6-4. It's 1-all, second set. Do they have to do much different? I mean, there's such little separation, really, out here with these guys. But, I just say it's going to come down to them really knowing right now that for them to get this to a third set, they're going to have to play for about an hour and 45 minutes to win this set. Something like that. And that's a mindset, and you've got to be willing to make that uphill battle, and you've got to grind. And that's where, Burris and Grigorovich in that match, maybe they just didn't have that gear today, the grinded out gear, just find a way. And there's no way, Regalado, Salazar. I've never seen a team play like them. They are phenomenal. I kind of feel like they could go down as one of our sport's all-time greatest teams. They are in that conversation now. They just can, they don't give their opponents anything, and they're very much, Broderick-like in his long-term mentality and approach to the game. Give them nothing and make them beat you with their third favorite shot. Never give them their favorite shot, things like that. And that's Regalado, Salazar. They're just like magicians on the court. So fun to watch.
That was a fun cutter to watch by Bentheim.
That was a sick pickup. Did you see that low ball that Tomas Christian picked up? And, he was dead in the water on that phenomenal return out of the ad court from Bentheim. And he just kind of, kept his hand really still, let the ball rebound off his paddle. They dropped back. No big deal. That's Louis Vauclair. He's up at Upper Ridgewood. Great teaching pro. Great entertainer. Lauren, if he wasn't a rackets pro, what do you think his profession could have been?
Oh, my goodness. I don't know. He's such a funny guy and so very charming.
Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus, for one.
I'm sure they'd be happy to have him.
Saturday Night Live, maybe? He's a great guy. Huge talent. And he's really, I think, solidified his game and is in the conversation with all the top guys in the game out here. Really has made huge amount of progress and really steadied it out and has all the shots like we talked about. I think it just comes down to these younger guys' decision making at crucial points, Lauren. And you watch Broderick and Christian on the baseline, and you see there is no intention to unload with too much enthusiasm, I would say. They really pick and choose their spots. You saw Tomas Christian, hit two shots there that he jumped on a little bit, but you didn't see him throw his entire body into the shot. He just kind of drives to let him hit the volley and then hopefully open up the court or not, or maybe you get an easy error. But you don't see them. They're not going for all or nothing shots. They never do on their drives. They're always going just to test the volleyer. Tomas is the director of rackets at Beacon Hill Club in Summit, New Jersey, right across the street from where Drew Broderick is the director at Canoe Country Club. Broderick's played with a lot of different guys the last couple of years, and with Tomas Christian, they're kind of on the same page. They are buying into a similar way to play, super steady. make very few unforced errors, and wait it out. And, as a team, the two of them can do that. And they want to be in the conversation as we get to the end of the season, Lauren, as a shot to win nationals. And Broderick's got 4 already, and no reason why they couldn't do it as well.
That point was a good example, that last point where Benkheim just unloaded on a forehand and missed it after they hit a whole bunch of good drives during that point. But that's not enough.
I got to believe if I'm Benkheim Vauclair, I want to make Tomas Christian hit a lot of the overheads. I would really test him. I don't think you need to test Broderick and his overheads.
Definitely not.
And I'm just saying I would put this on Tomas, and let him do his thing versus handling the lefty cutter. Although they're not fazed by Drew's lefty cutter spin because they've faced it so many times. They're so used to it. And they practice with the volleyball machine, Lauren, and it can duplicate that lefty spin. So they're so prepared for this.
Game, Christian.
Patty, as you mentioned, one of our sponsors,
Second set, 2-1.
Volley. Train in real game scenarios with Serve and Volley, the world's first responsive play drill. Volley's new AI-powered feature tracks your position, the ball, and returns every serve for targeted practice. Try it today on the Volley app.
It's early in the second set, but this is such a key. The next 2 games will tell us a lot about Benkheim and Vauclair and their willingness to grind, because this is a time, you get past that first set, they just played 3 games here in the second set, but this is what it's going to come down to. They've got to be thinking, okay, we're going to be out here for 20 minutes for this game right now, in order to have a shot to win the game, because Broderick and Christian are thinking exactly that. Let's go. 20 minutes. Let's play the game.
Right, the longer the better for them.
That's Russell Benkheim serving. And that was Tomas Christian hitting the return out of the deuce court. Tomas has the light-colored hoodie on. It's Broderick in the ad court on the near side, the lefty. Louis Vauclair in shorts out there, hitting the overhead with a navy top. And that's Russell Benkheim. And this is where you can see, different teams have different kind of net schemes and coverages, Lauren, and you can see Christian and Broderick are kind of like picking some spots and kind of testing the team, the teamwork of Vauclair and Benkheim. And, you can see a lot of lobs hit where they make those guys back up like one step behind the service line to hit the shot right there. And you never see them hit long lobs, Lauren, because their goal is not to lob over anybody. It's just to push them back, open up the front of the court in front of them, and, look for a little bit of an opening.
Yeah, try to get one player come all the way over behind the other one, maybe get an opening that way.
Sure, and the real difference here from club level play to high level play is, Christian and Broderick, they get a lot of looks to hit the ball, but they pass them up. If it's not their ideal scenario and they see that the net team is in perfect position, they'll pass up the drive all day long, and even an off-speed ball, and just throw up another lob.
Ooh, that was a little scary.
Broderick Christian played in the Baltimore event, the second year of that great event, started by Sam Byram. And they lost in the semis together there to Nunez And Salazar, wasn't a close match. Nunez and Salazar, kind of had their way, won that match 3-1. Brother Christian had a good win. They beat Murphy Ong in the quarters there, 3-setter, 6-3. They played Dan Hirsch and Anton Prosenko in the 16s, and it took 3 sets. So it seems like whoever they play, it's going to be a 3-set match.
Yeah, and their opponents also got to the semis of Baltimore. They had a good win over Beauclair, and Benkheim had a good win over Boston and Rams in the quarters there.
That was a great win for them.
Yeah.
And Broderick and Christian played a tournament last year. They played the Dwayne Hayden, where they lost in the quarters, and again to Nunez Salazar. So sometimes it's about those matchups, Lauren.
Yeah,
in the sport.
yeah, often.
Yeah, and Benkheim and Vauclair, they're a really good team. I mean, they have every shot, and like the speed and quickness around the court is just phenomenal. And besides their racket head speed and all that, so I mean, I'm hopeful for them that they keep playing some tournaments together because they're a really good team, and they could be a great team.
40-15.
I mean, when he hits that shot, well, both of them, both Benkheim and Vauclair, it just done. Stops you in your tracks.
Russell's a newlywed, got married recently to APTA Tour everything, Karen Najelnik, his daughter. And Karen is helping the APTA out big time, as is her husband Dave, who's a great umpire for the APTA. And their daughter's big time into paddle as well, jumping in there and moving up the rankings. I think she's got herself in the top 20 now.
Game, Benkheim.
All right, Patty, they did what you said.
Second set
They
is tied, 2 games.
didn't take 20 minutes, but they won that game, and we're 2-all.
Thank God it didn't take 20 minutes. Quick switch back on the baseline there between Christian and Broderick. Some teams will kind of, if they go back and they end up on the sides they're not playing currently, they'll stay there and battle the point out to give their opponents a different look. These guys went right back to the regular look. Wow.
Yeah.
Another great overhead, force and error. And that's the thing, when they get that roller going from that side of the court straight into that deuce court player, it's really a difficult shot to defend.
Wow, when you get Drew Broderick to miss a volley, you've hit a good drive.
And you know how we said how critical this moment in the match was for Vauclair and Benkheim?
Yeah.
It's, all of a sudden, Christian Broderick just, uncharacteristic kind of errors in, early in a point before the ball's gone over the net 100 times.
Yeah, this is when you really have to keep your foot on the pedal if you're Benkheim and Vauclair. Don't give them anything now. Wait,
I missed that. Was that in or out? That
no,
must
it was
have been
out. It was
okay.
out.
Thanks.
It's tough, right? Because they're having such success with those slashes, but when you miss them, the point's over. Just like when you make one, sometimes the point's over.
It's that risk reward. It's that fine balance as a player that you have to figure out.
30-40.
Okay. Chance to break and take the lead in the second set for Benkheim and Vauclair.
Juice.
See, that was a little wild from Benkheim right there. You know, he had to. They got a volley error out of Broderick earlier in the game, kind of spotted that drive. The drive had come from the deuce court on the other one. And, you know, that's where they've just got to make them keep playing, keep volleying.
Advantage, Broderick.
Broderick got Vauclair moving forward, got the ball behind him. And now it's game point for Christian Broderick.
Juice.
I like that rip from Vauclair right down the middle. Christian, you know, just set his paddle, handled it beautifully. But I love the rip, and I love them pummeling the middle of the court.
Now missed another drive.
Advantage in.
Shout out to Chris Humphrey. He's enjoying the action over at the Short Hills Club, where Russell is working over there this paddle season. Chris particularly loves when Broderick plays the matches, because you know how those lefties love watching the other lefties.
Is that a thing?
Maybe. I made that up along with a lot of stuff I said.
Broderick.
Well, Benkheim and Vauclair had their chances there, but Christian and Broderick
and Christian lead the second set. 3 games
take
to
the
2.
lead. Patty, Coriant is excited to partner with the APTA because, whether as advisors to our members or as members themselves, they are already part of the APTA community. Learn more at www.coriant.com, the official wealth sponsor of the APTA.
All right, and Chris Humphreys is weighing in there. He's given us some thoughts, and he wanted us to mention that he thinks Russell Benkheim possesses one of the heaviest rollers on the tour. We've seen that on display here, and be hard to disagree, but there's a lot of guys right up there with that heavy roller, but Russell's is really, really good. And I think he thinks they can, you know, they have to kind of force transition a little bit more. You know, when we talk tempo, Lauren, like, you know, who's controlling the tempo of this match? It's Broderick and Christian. If Vauclair and Benkheim can, like, speed up some aspects of it and get in some transition play, maybe that's could be, you know, the formula for them breaking through here in the second set.
Well, it certainly seems like that's what they would like to do. That's good to get a let court overhead.
15-0.
But, you know, as to what Chris Humphreys was saying, that roller, that heavy roller, has become such a big shot in the men's game. It's pretty indispensable now.
You gotta have the slash. You have to have about 5 options on your overheads.
Oh, that stayed in somehow.
Yeah, Lauren, who was the first guy who hit the cutter overhead on demand from your area? Maybe from Greenwich Country Club.
From Juan?
Juan Araya. Yeah. He was the guy who you know, Uline hit some devastating
Yeah.
cutter shots, but Arroyo was the one who, all of a
30
sudden,
all.
he started hitting that drop cutter, and then everyone's practicing. I see the kids practice it.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the very few shots in paddle that can actually end a point, or really the only shot that can just be sort of a clean winner. It's very hard to end the point otherwise. But the reason that the roller is so effective is because it stays so low if you do it properly, and you can also
40,
speed it up
30.
and make something happen and try to force people to hit it off the deck, which is very hard to control. So they complement each other, right? I mean, if you have both, it's you're really keeping your opponents off balance, which is what you want to do.
For sure. Chris Humphries also chimed in that he thinks, we alluded to it, the defensive nature of the team of Broderick and Christian, how he thinks they handle, you know, the spins, the variety of spins, as well as any guys on the tour.
I mean, I would fear for someone if they didn't handle the spins well playing against Vauclair and Benkheim, because you would look silly.
And that's why there's, you know, in the game, you know, there's the top players, and then, you know, the players who want to be, you know, that's one of the shots. Like, you think about, you know, a lot of people say, oh, I have to have a better return to serve, I have to have a better serve. No, you've got to be able to play defense forever against spins. And that's what's the great thing about the volley machine. You can go out and practice those shots, and, you know, get a real games scenario set up for yourself on a practice court and kind of start getting used to it. And I think the keys are, you know, those guys get, you know, they use their legs, they bend their knees, they get down, they just absorb the ball, block it. You know, you see Salazar and Regalado. I think they're as good as anyone in the game as well as doing that. They seem to negate the spins. Nunez's spin overhead was the difference last year in the men's nationals final, probably. But you know, and he had a lot of success in the men's final, particularly going over to that deuce side, and then Regalado and Jose Salazar switched courts to try to offset it, and so that's another way that you can see some teams maneuver their players on the baseline if one player's really struggling with a certain kind of overhead from an opponent. But, you know, that was last year. No one's breaking down Salazar this year. He practiced all summer with the volley machine. He's rock solid.
And you have to, because the first thing in handling these spin overheads is that you have to know where the ball's going when it hits. And, you know, for players who don't play against spin overhead a lot, if you see that, you're going to get hit with it. You have no idea which way it's going. And that's, again, where the volley machine comes in handy, or having a practice partner who hits a lot of spin.
So again, lefty far side, Drew Broderick. Tomas Christian hitting the ball, the righty on the far side with the hoodie. Near side in the ad court. There you go. Russell Benkheim and his partner, Louis Vauclair, in the deuce court with the shorts on.
Game, Christian.
Well, Patty, they committed to, you know, grinding it out. It felt like for a couple games, down 2-1, they got it 2-all. Benkheim and Vauclair had a chance to go up 3-2, and now it seems like they've kind of lost that will.
Well, you know, you just knew it. We saw the moment, we felt the moment, and then the moment passed for them. So this is going to be a real test, and if they're going to keep playing this year, these are the games that make a huge difference, because they've got to let every opponent know that if they're down in a set, that they have a willingness to grind and claw their way back into it.
15 love.
Wow, what an overhead right there. Hit the nick shot out. Awesome.
30 love.
It's a good start.
2 quickest points ever played in
Yeah,
a match with Broderick Christian.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
30,
3.
15.
Hey.
3.
Uh-oh, don't go get that cocktail yet.
40, 15.
Wow. that was great.
It's just so much fun to watch.
Well, and that's the thing, you know, they make you pay the price. All these players are so good that if there's any of these off-speed balls kind of just hanging, just barely going over the net, if those guys are anywhere nearby, they can just drop it on a dime.
Game, big time.
Another winner with that roller overhead.
Bentheim and Volclair must be like, why can't we do that every game?
Second set stands 5-3. Broderick Christian.
Broderick serving, Carol Urchin calling the action from up there in the chair. Lauren, were there any people out there playing long bowling today at the Coverley Club, or is it too cold?
It's too cold.
Have you ever lawn bowled?
I haven't. I've been to Coverley many times, a
Long
beautiful club,
15.
but I have never lawn bowled. Another thing you see that all these top players, the blitz is a very important play, but they're so disciplined that if they come in for the blitz and the ball's not where they want it, they just run right back. They don't sort of wildly swing at it.
Yep, good point. I like the move from Vauclair, you know, he positioned himself and you know, I've seen him go for that shot. I've seen him make it a ton, but I've also seen him miss it a bit where I just want him to aim a little higher and just make the guy come up with another volley. I just think when you go all or nothing on your drives, you know, the other teams, if the other team's not returning the favor of the error, you can't afford to do that. You've got to just
15.
play lower risk.
Sloppy mistake there by Bentheim. Another perfect cutter. He's really got all the shots.
He does. How many more balls is Christian handling from the baseline than Broderick? What do you think?
40,
I think a lot.
30.
I don't know. I don't know how to quantify that.
Yeah. It's a trick question.
Now it's match point.
game and match.
Fitting way for that match to end on the
Broderick
cutter.
and Christian.
Yeah, so Broderick and Christian advance. They'll come up against Regalado and Salazar. That'll be an intriguing matchup of similar mindsets, Lauren. Thank you for joining in. We will be back. Stay tuned because the men's final will follow this match probably in about 45 minutes. Thank you, Lauren, and that's a wrap from men's semifinal action.
Thank you, Patty.
Thank you, Lauren.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Great job. Hey, good stuff to you.
Patty, good job.
Yeah, a lot of fun. You guys look great out there. How long have you been playing?
Who, me? Oh, I've been playing my whole life. How about you?
Wow, I only started playing when I retired.
Someone say retired?
Looking good out there, Eli.
Thank you.